Good morning. I now want to start chapter 28, and this is for the 29th of April. You can open your books to 719, but we're going to move fast beyond that, and I want to emphasize the pictures on page 720, especially the different craters, and then the footprint on the moon. Very important. This is a very easy beginning, only 8 words today. But following sections have more words, but some of them are repeat words which you already had. So the first word for chapter 28 is satellite. You've had that word before, from satellite, satellitus, masculine third, an attendant guard, a natural or artificial body that revolves around a planet. So the moon is a natural satellite from Mona month, a body that revolves around a planet and that has less mass than the planet does. So that means it's smaller than the planet. And of course the moon really has an epicycle around the Earth, so we still have that word epicycle. Mare, maris, neuter second C in Latin. They originally thought that these dark things on the moon were bodies of water. That's why they called them mare. A large dark area of basalt, you have that word from the igneous rock. A solidified lava on the moon. Maria is plural. So you can see that, remember, they thought the moon at one time, when we were a molten mass spinning, a big gob fell out, making the Pacific Ocean. That's what I was taught when I was in school in grade 6 or 7. I can't remember which. So was Dr. Wood. Well, we know that theory is no good whatsoever. Now, crater. We've had crater when we're talking about volcanoes, but here we want it just for impacts. A bowl-shaped depression that forms on the surface of an object when a falling body strikes the object's surface or when an explosion occurs. You have this big kind of mouth bowl-shaped hole. It's called a crater. Rille is a German word, groove or furrow. This is very interesting. Long, deep channels that run through the maria of the moon. Think of it as jagged edges, okay? The jagged edges. And of course, when the light passes around these, when the moon is turning, you can see they have sort of streaks of light. These are the rilles. It is a long, deep channel that runs through the mare on the moon. There probably are grooves. Regolith you already had. It means to throw up, and lithostone, a layer of weathered rock fragments and dust covering much of the moon's surface. It means that it wasn't the original surface. The original surface was, very a big molten mass and so forth, and then it was struck again by these impact craters, bang, 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 booming, booming, and all the surface now is a second stage of rocks or third stage of rocks, regolith. So it's not the original surface. Anorthosite, Greek an and ortho, not straight. A light-colored, coarse-grained rock from the lunar highlands, sometimes called breccia. When they brought these rocks back from the moon, they were so afraid of them, they put them in quarantine, just like you are, thinking of they might have germs, they might have this and so forth. And then when they analyzed these things, they found out it's just like our surface rocks around volcanoes, and we had that word anorthosite before. So we know it is a kind of breccia, which is an igneous rock. Here is the giant impact hypothesis, gigantus, masculine, giant, impingo, impingere, impege, impactum, drive into, and hypo, under, and philion, to place under foundation. So it's a hypothesis about how the moon was formed. The moon formed when a Mars-sized body struck the Earth early in the history of the solar system, causing an object to eject fragments into orbit around the Earth. Eventually, through gravity, they probably came together just like the planets come together, joining to form the moon. So that's a very short section. You're supposed to do the review questions on 728. So please keep up on your studies and remember, this is due on the 29th of April. And as we move along, some of the word sections get a little longer, but they are repeat words, and some of them you already know. I wanted to stress the footprint on page 721. That is man's imprint on the moon. It's very important because if you understand what man did in the evolution of man, the first thing that you have is upright posture, but you don't want 2 feet up here, so you have hands but upright posture, and that footprint, the Lotoli footprint in Africa, proves we had upright postures, millions and millions of years ago. I'm sorry, about 2 million years ago. So thank you very much, and we'll see you maybe sometime, if not this year, next year.